All right, criminal defense attorney Paul Towns is with me. Paul, I honestly, what's up, brother? So, we're all behind the scenes listening to this in amazement as trial attorneys. The jury is hating this guy. I have beyond a reasonable doubt in my mind. The jury is hating this prosecutor, disrespectful, rude, interrupting, being rebuked by the judge. This is not what you want as a prosecutor when you're trying to ask them to believe your case. It's like it's just so unnecessary. And he's a skilled guy, too. This is the sad thing about it. He knows his case really well. I've seen this before, but the jury doesn't like you, and you're going to pay a price. You may win the case, but you're going to pay some price, Paul.
I agree. He's definitely going to pay a price. And we've seen throughout the course of this trial, we've seen flashes of Lewin acting as a somber, professional prosecutor, being the adult in the room. And that's what a jury expects from the prosecutor. They expect the prosecutor to be the responsible adult. Sometimes they expect antics from the defense attorneys. That's just kind of how the interplay in the courtroom personalities sometimes tends to work out. But in this case, as you noted, Lewin is really unraveling. He is getting testy. He is insulting. He is being rude. And juries really don't want to see the prosecutor getting to verbal barbs with a witness. It really is unbecoming. And the fact that the judge has rebuked him for it several times in this short stretch is really something to behold.
Listen, Paul, let me just go back to you real quick and pick up on something that you said. Look, prosecutors, because we have a lot of people that watch our show that are young law students and lawyers that are in training. A prosecutor can be aggressive. That is okay. You can fight
Sure.
really hard blows. But what we have going on here is that he's got the witness basically saying your questions are convoluted. He's got the defense objecting. He's got the judge rebuking him. And no matter how many times I've been in that courtroom and a judge is going against what I'm saying, in my heart, I'm angry. I may be mad. I may think the judge is wrong, but I'm not letting that translate outwardly to the jury because that is only going to affect my case in the end. I got to suck it up and deal with it. The more he seems to do rude and obnoxious things and is told not to do it, the ruder he becomes, it seems to me. Am I missing something? I mean, be honest with me.
No, I think that that's exactly right. And when you have the burden of proof, when it's your responsibility to prove your case, the jury has to be able to trust you. They have to be able to rely that what you're telling them is the God's honest truth. And when you do things like interrupt the witness or object to their own answers and move to strike and ask the same question a bunch of different ways and get snippy and kind of get testy and even go back and forth with the judge, all of that is signaling to the jury that they shouldn't like you. And if they don't like you, they won't trust you. And if they don't trust you, then, like you said, you're going to pay a price for it. And you may still end up winning the case because of the strength of the evidence. But when it comes down to it, you are going to pay a price.
Yeah, you win the case in spite of yourself. Professor, you're the expert on trial tactics and a practicing lawyer yourself. Um, can you please answer for me substantively what point has he made?
Well, he hasn't made one. He's not doing an effective cross-examination. Any good points that he could make are being lost in his with his tone and his sort of bullying. And it is about trust. I agree with my colleague. A prosecutor needs to be the jurors want to think they can trust this guy. They don't want to think that it's about his ego or that he's so angry that he's lost his objectivity about the case.
Mm,
If he has a great case, he might win anyway, but he is going to pay a price.
yeah, I bet, Professor Paul, that you're going to find the defense attorneys in summation talking about that very point you just brought up, Professor, that he lost his objectivity and it was about him. It wasn't about the proofs in the case. I'm going to bet they're going to go there. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Please stay with us.